Good evening, everyone.
大家晚安。
My name is Alice.
我是 Alice。
I'm here to share a testimony with you tonight.
今晚我有一个很好的见证要与你们分享。
2 years ago in July,
在2年前7月的时候，
my husband Jin left Brisbane for Malaysia to visit his father, who was very ill.
我的先生呢，他要准备回马来西亚看他正在生病的父亲。
The next morning, I planned to cook chicken curry.
他回马来西亚以后，第2天早上我准备要煮咖喱鸡。
I was using a chopper that I had sharpened to chop the chicken drumsticks.
我用一把我刚刚磨好非常锋利的刀，准备来做这个鸡腿。
Just as I was chopping the last piece,
当我正做到最后一块的时候，
the last chop landed on my left finger.
最后的一刀砍在我的左手指头上。
100% of the finger bone was chopped through.
100%，我整个的指头是已经切断了。
And only a thin layer of skin prevented my finger from falling off.
只剩下一点点的皮肤连接着这个指头没有掉下来。
At that very moment, I was so shocked and cried out in great fear.
到那个时候，我真的太害怕了，我大声的哭泣，大声的感到恐惧。
The fear of losing the finger was greater than the pain because I'm a pianist.
因为我是一个钢琴演奏者，我当时对失去这个指头的恐惧大过当时我遭受的疼痛。
But the Lord Jesus spoke to me immediately in 2 statements.
但是当时呢，上帝很清楚的给了我2个的讯息。
Fear not, as this could not have happened without my permission.
不要害怕，因为如果不是我的允许，这个不会发生在你的身上。
I allowed this for a purpose.
我让这件事发生有它的旨意。
These 2 statements actually came from a Christian book which I just finished reading 1 or 2 days before this accident happened.
刚刚好就在我前1、2天这个意外发生之前，我读了一本属灵的书籍，在这本书上面教导我的这2个讯息。
So do you call it a coincidence or God's divine episode?
你觉得是上帝的旨意，还是只是巧合呢？
Thank God that He prepared my heart before He allowed this accident to happen.
感谢主，他在这件事发生以前已经预备了我的心。
He's always so gracious.
他是这么的慈爱。
So my daughter Jermaine heard my cry for help and rushed downstairs quickly.
当时我的女儿准备听到我的这个呼求，我的哭泣，马上跑到楼下来。
She was very alert and called the ambulance immediately.
她非常的紧张，然后立刻的扣了这个救护车。
At that moment, I kept praying to God.
当时候我真的是一直在哭泣。
I say, Lord, save my finger, oh Lord. I want my finger back. I don't want to lose my finger.
我哭泣的对上帝说：“上帝啊，救你留住我的指头，我不要失去我的指头啊！”
So as I look back, there were 3 delays allowed by God.
现在我回头看，我觉得当时上帝呢，刻意的有3个耽误，3个延迟在这个时间。
The first delay,
第一个耽误是，
it took 20 to 25 minutes for the ambulance to arrive.
当时我几乎等了25分钟，那个救护车才来。
And the paramedics took me to PA hospital first.
当时呢，那个救护车上的急救人员先带我到了 PA 医院，
Without any siren.
也都没有那个警报器。
And she was driving only at a moderate speed.
他就一个很平凡的速度，这样慢慢的开去。
And they arrived only to discover that there was no bed available.
到了 PA 医院以后，发现那个地方根本没有床位了。
I don't understand why they did not call beforehand.
我真的不了解为什么他们没有之前先联络医院呢？
So in the end,
最后，
we went to the Mater Public
我
Hospital.
们去到了马特医院。
In spite of that delay, I still thank God for such kind and compassionate paramedics He sent to me.
就在那个等待的时间，我还是感谢上帝给我预备了非常好的救护车急救人员。
They were very motherly, kept consoling and encouraging me, and tried to calm me down.
他们真的是非常的温柔，一直在鼓励我，一直在安慰我。当时是这么的紧张。
They kept asking me how much was my pain out of 10.
他们就一直问我说：“你的痛究竟有多痛？如果最痛是10，你大概有多少的痛？”
Miraculously, I only felt about 6 out of 10.
可是很奇怪，我当时的痛大概只有6。
Imagine the pain should be 10 out of 10 if 100% of the finger bone was chopped through.
你可以想象一下，当时的痛应该是10嘛，应该是最痛的，因为我整个指头已经全部都断掉了。
And the second delay was,
第二个的延迟是，
after a long procedure of examining,
在那个很长的一个时间呢，医生来检验我的手。
the doctor wrote a wrong report on the condition of my finger.
这个医生竟然写错了这个判断的报告。
The report said that my finger bone was not chopped through completely, but only part of the finger was injured.
当时他的报告上写说，我整个指头呢不是完全的被切断，只是部分受伤。
Because the trainee doctor couldn't read the X-ray accurately.
当时我的那个医生是一个实习医生，他没有很清楚的看懂这个 X 光片。
So because it didn't sound serious, they arranged surgery to be at 1:30 the next day in private major hospital.
因为当时他们看到这个报告，觉得没有那么的严重，他们就是安排到第二天的下午再来做我手部的手术。
By right, they should have performed the surgery on that very day, according to my hand surgeon.
其实呢，应该来讲，他当时要立刻进行的手术，因为我当时的情况是非常紧急的。
So the third delay was,
第三个延迟是，
the wound took almost 6 months to heal.
我的伤口几乎呢过了快6个月都还没有完全的愈合。
Because during the first surgery, some fine bone fragments, as fine as powder, remained inside my finger.
因为我的第一次手术是失败的，医生并没有完全把我粉碎的那个骨头的细缝呢从我手里面清除干净。
And this caused the wound to be infected and filled with pus.
这个就让我的整个伤口都流脓发炎。
For those few months, my finger joint was loose, wobbly, and unstable.
在当时这么多个月里面，我整个手指头是松散的，就是摇来摇去的，没有任何力
And you
量，
can swing it from left to right like a pendulum.
就好像一个钟摆一样，你可以从左到右给它荡一圈。
So during that time, I was doubtful, confused, and impatient.
在那个时候，我非常的疑惑，我也非常的没有耐心了。
Satan put guilt and fear into my heart again and made me think that I was going to lose my finger.
但是撒旦呢，他又再一次的把那个恐惧、失望放在我的心里，让我觉得说啊，我可能要失去这个指头了。
And he said to me I would not be able to play the piano and do my house chores anymore in the future.
当时他那个魔鬼在心里一直在告诉我说啊，我可能再也没有办法弹钢琴了，我可能没有办法做我平常日常的生活的事情了。
I asked the Lord Jesus why he delayed my healing.
我问耶稣，为什么你耽误了我的治疗呢？
He said, the same way he delayed the Israelites from reaching the promised land, the same way he delayed my healing for his good divine purpose.
耶稣告诉我说，我怎么样延迟了迦南人回到那个被应许之地，我也一样的延迟了你，因为我做这件事有我的旨意。
He reminded me of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9.
他告诉我，他用这个哥林多后书12章9节。
My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness.
我的恩典够你用，因为我的能力在软弱的人身上显得完全。
The Lord wanted to show me that even though my finger bone was chopped through 100%, with those 3 delays, and yet He could still restore my finger from that weak and hopeless situation.
上帝要告诉我，就说虽然我的指头几乎是100%的断裂了，但是他可以医治我，他可以完全的让我的指头复原。
To demonstrate how great His power is.
他要告诉我，他要展现给我看他的能力有多大。
Praise Him.
感谢主，赞美主。
Through this period, I pleaded to God.
在那段时间里，我向上帝恳求。
I said, Lord, please save my finger, and I will play the piano for your kingdom all over again.
我说上帝啊，请你留住我的指头，你救我的指头，我要为你的国度再一次的弹奏乐曲。
Altogether, it took me almost 6 months for the wound to dry up.
大概前后呢有6个月的时间，我的伤口才慢慢的复原。
Every week, I had to see the hand therapist.
每一个星期我都要去看我的手部治疗师，
And to help me clean the wound and do the dressing, exercise the joint, so that it won't become stiff.
他要帮我重新的包扎我的伤口，去清洁我的伤口，要教我做一些动作，让我的指头能够慢慢的复原感官。
I also had to visit my hand surgeon every now and then for follow-up.
我之后也要常常回去看之前帮我开刀的那个手部的外科医生，做一些固定的检查。
Within that period, something very strange happened.
在我要常常回去看医生的那一段时间里面，有一件